XenoWars was released in October of this year, 2024, and was developed and published by Strategian Studios, and I want to thank them for giving me a code enabling me to be able to play the game and give my thoughts on it. And I do apologise on how late this video is coming out after its release, but as you can probably tell with all the games coming out, it has been incredibly stacked. That and everything going on in the ever so elusive social life. But that aside, what is XenoWars? Well, XenoWars is a turn-based strategy game and an RPG as well, which is pretty cool. It has a lot of similarities to the Heroes of Might and Magic series, and I spent a lot of time as a kid playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That game I still play that quite a lot to this day. And it's also very similar to the King's Bounty games as well. So you have yourself a main hero, and then you go around and recruit other people and other armies and tanks and helicopters and aliens and all this other kind of cool stuff to your side, and then you go on and you take on different mission objectives and different story scenarios, and you can visit alien planets and you can do some terraforming. You can upgrade your base and customize that as well, which is really cool. There's obviously skill points and skill trees and that kind of stuff that you can do. Now unfortunately, although the game is it's a really fun game, it's really cool as well, and it doesn't have a very high price point either, especially over on Steam. It's only about just under £17, which is not too bad for the game. There's also a demo that you can download and try it for yourself if you want to. But the good thing about indie games, and especially with this game, is that there is a lot in it. It has a lot of moving parts. Now you can collect monster genes, and you can do a lot of editing to that as well, which is pretty cool. So you can make your allies and monsters on your side even bigger and nastier and all that kind of stuff. There are different endings to the game as well, which is really cool. There's so much to do in this game. There's absolutely loads. There's thousands of different aliens and that kind of stuff that you can see about, and multiple different units that you can equip to your, well, loadout, but not loadout, but your team, your side, your squad, whatever you want to call it. Along with the base building and terraforming and all that kind of stuff as well. There's also a decent challenge. Now unfortunately, things can go bad. You can sometimes break quests because the game gives you some freedom to be able to make choices with dialogue. You can recruit some people or attack and kill them if you so choose. And unfortunately, if you make some certain decisions, it feels as though the game, even though it offers you the ability to be able to choose your way, it sometimes can't cope with the way that you've chosen, and sometimes you can just straight up break any kind of progression, which is a bit sad. The autosave at times also isn't very good, and I think the tutorials could be a bit better. It doesn't do that great of a job explaining to you what is actually going on, and sometimes as well, I think especially with this kind of game, a indication of where to go next or what to do is sometimes needed. As many times I spent and I was running around thinking, what the hell have I got to do now? Now I am all for finding out for myself on things and what to do and all that kind of stuff, but I believe that all games should have the option to be able to have that turned on or off, because I haven't got all the time in the world or like a 6-week summer holiday off of school to figure out what to do on some games. But is XenoWars worth picking up? If you are a fan of turn-based strategy or RPG games, then absolutely. There's plenty here to offer. If you've played games similar to it, then you kind of know what you're getting into. It's really fun. The combat does have a bit of a learning curve. You can't just throw yourself into anything. You will get stomped by certain enemies, and not that there's anything wrong with that. Bit of challenge, it doesn't hurt anybody. But it has a slow burn to start with, but once the game gets going and all of the different options, and like I said, with the base building and all that kind of stuff and terraforming and all that jazz, once that starts happening, it gets quite addictive, and that's a really good thing. So I definitely do recommend it. It's not expensive whatsoever, and it is hopefully going to be continued to be worked on by the developer and turned into an awesome little indie strategy RPG. But please let me know what you think down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching.